In this video, we will define heart rate variability and what it measures. When most think of a heartbeat, they picture a perfectly even rhythm, like a drummer clicking a metronome. But your heart is more jazz than drum machine. Mathematically, heart rate variability, or HRV, is the tiny difference in time between one heartbeat and the next, averaged over a short recording window. Understanding HRV is crucial to grasping the complexities of nervous system health. Hundreds of years ago, physicians noticed these subtle irregularities, and today we measure them down to the millisecond. Heart rate indicates the number of beats per minute. HRV tells us how flexible those beats are. Here's the counterintuitive part. Greater variability usually means better health. A slower resting heart rate gives each beat more room to shift, so people with lower resting pulse often display higher HRV. This reassuring correlation has been linked to enhanced cognitive performance, greater emotional resilience, and improved cardiovascular outcomes. Think of it this way: machines run best when they're predictable, but living systems thrive on adaptability. HRV is a powerful tool that provides a window into adaptability, showing how ready your body and mind are to tackle whatever the day throws at you. It's a reflection of your resilience and adaptability, empowering you to take control of your health. Time domain HRV measures are simple mathematical concepts that describe the variation in the time interval between heartbeats during an HRV morning, anytime, and biofeedback session. This graphic illustrates the time in milliseconds between heartbeats used to calculate time domain measures. You will see three time domain measures in the optimal HRV app: RMSSD, which looks only at back-to-back beats; best snapshot of parasympathetic rest and recover power. SDNN checks all beats in the session. It's great for longer readings, but can be jumpy in shorter tests, such as morning and anytime readings. Max-Min displays your highest and lowest pulse readings and is helpful in biofeedback. RMSSD, a simple and effective measurement, uses the times between successive normal heartbeats after removing ectopic or erroneous beats. Focusing on rapid beat-to-beat fluctuations, it measures the strength of the vagus nerve, a branch of the autonomic nervous system. The optimal HRV app relies on the reliable RMSSD for short morning and anytime readings. Backed by decades of research, this metric strongly reflects recovery and nervous system health, remains steady despite variations in breathing speed, and is easy to track. SDNN, the standard deviation of normal to normal intervals, is similar to RMSSD in that it provides a measurement of the differences in the intervals between heartbeats. However, SDNN examines all intervals, not just the adjacent ones, as RMSSD does, making it a more suitable measure for readings lasting hours or days, and less meaningful for shorter readings. Max-Min is a beneficial method for illustrating heart rate variability. As you practice biofeedback, watch your heart rate as it increases and decreases. This displays your heart rate changes in real time, moment by moment. The greater the change, the higher the Max-Min score. This is also an essential measurement of how your breath and heart rate work together, and one of the ways we know when your breathing practice brings you into your optimal training zone for improving HRV. Frequency domain HRV looks at how much of your heartbeat's variability occurs at different speeds or frequencies, instead of examining the raw time gaps themselves. It breaks your beat-to-beat interval signal into slow, medium, and fast oscillations. Frequency domains calculate the power, or the amount of variance, contained in each band. More power in a band means your heart is oscillating at that speed more strongly. In short, frequency domain analysis turns heartbeat timing into a spectrum so you can see which rhythms dominate your HRV and how much influence each has. Low frequency power is a frequency domain measure of HRV, reflecting the strength of the blood pressure reflex and the ability of the heart rate and breathing to synchronize and work together. Low frequency is an indicator of being at your optimal breathing rate or resonance frequency breathing rate, which is needed to train HRV most effectively. We want to see an increase in low frequency power during resonance frequency breathing only for HRV biofeedback training. A high low frequency power peak during biofeedback training indicates that you are making the most out of your training time in strengthening your nervous system reflexes and ability to self-regulate. Over time, you might notice an increase in your low frequency power during biofeedback training, indicating greater efficiency in your training. A low frequency during biofeedback training may mean that you are just having an off day. Perhaps you didn't sleep well, didn't feel well, or have been under more stress than typical. It may also mean that you have trouble breathing at your resonance frequency breathing rate. Now, a quick word on very low frequency. Very low frequency is a frequency domain measurement of your HRV, reflecting the activity of your sympathetic nervous system, the part of your nervous system responsible for physiological activation. Short-term measurements of very low frequency power should be interpreted with caution, as the signal travels in a very slow wave, providing limited data within shorter measurement intervals. However, high very low frequency power in short-term recordings may indicate worry and excessive physiological activation. Finally, let's talk about high frequency HRV. High frequency is the quick wave. It rises and falls in sync with every breath you take, roughly every 2 to 7 seconds. This band is a pure fingerprint of your vagus nerve, the rest and recover branch of your nervous system, because it mirrors the heart speeding up on each inhale and slowing on each exhale. We check high frequency when we want to see how strong your vagal tone is at natural breathing rates, or how quickly you're bouncing back from stress. A higher high frequency reading indicates that your relaxation system is functioning correctly. If you are interested in high frequency, you can find it in the history section of your readings and biofeedback sessions. Thank you for joining us for this training. While there is complexity behind the science of HRV, the Optimal HRV app provides you with a practical way to integrate decades of research to help you reach your goals.